And we're live.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Retro Presents the John Wick commentary. Emphasis on commentary. If you listen to this show regularly, we do commentaries from time to time, and this is a commentary on a more current film, but it has the same tone to the films that we always enjoy from the past. So, we're not doing a actual like what we think of the film. We're actually going to watch it and discuss the film John Wick, just because it's the only thing that's really kicking any ass in current cinema, you know, pretty much. And I think it
Should
wants the
should
commentary.
we bring up the fact that when I went to I saw this in theaters. You missed the first one, correct?
Yeah, not
Because
deliberately. It was just,
yeah,
you know,
well, yeah, you were very apprehensive because I told you about it. You're like, what, Neo, man? But then eventually you got around, you gave it a shot, and I'm glad you did. I kept telling you to.
it was something that I saw the trailer for, and I'm like, and people, I was hearing like that it has a feel of like a classic, 80s, 90s action film. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. But I just, because Keanu hasn't made like great movies in a long time, at least something that made me want to go out. He stays busy with movies, and you know, I just wasn't pushed far enough. So I bought it when it came out like that week and fell in love with it. And I showed my dad it. We watched it together. And then I watched it again the next day. My dad watched it again too. So it was just like, oh, couldn't get enough of it. And of course, the sequel I think is even better than this one.
See,
But
I need to watch the sequel again, but right now I'm gonna say I will disagree with you. I thought that the sequel was like, yeah, it's starting to open up the world, but to me, it didn't have as much as an impact on me as the first. But with a rewatch, that could change because it's been a hot minute since I've watched the second film.
I mean, I felt that way actually kind of when I saw it in theaters. Like I thought, I actually like what this film offers even more, even though the first one has more emotional content, as we'll see. Um, but the second one, it's just something about the second one. I just find it's like jumping on a fun ride, and just you just want to go on it again and again and again. Um, I really like the world building in the second one a lot. You know, but it's kind of hard to explain. I just it's not to say to take away anything from the first one, because we wouldn't have the second one without the first one. And the first one, I just emotionally got involved with his wife dying and the dog that inevitably gets stomped by Greyjoy. So you just can't wait to get it, see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, he gets that's just his thing. I think it's just he gets his ass kicked and everything, and rightfully
He
so,
plays a
and
prick.
rightfully so.
Yeah. So you chomping at the bit, like honestly, I felt like his ass kicking should have been a lot a lot longer in film, but I guess being chased by the boogeyman for the throughout
Uh,
most of the film probably is enough torture for him anyway.
yeah, and it just once we get into it, just the premise alone, it's so simple yet so effectively done,
Yeah.
and let's just get into this pretty soon here. Like, if you guys, I don't think this is streaming anywhere right now. Is it on Netflix or anything like that
I don't
at
think
the time of
so.
recording?
Yeah, Netflix is, but they got Guardians of the Galaxy on Netflix.
Oh, hey,
They
there you
don't
go.
have they don't have John Wick though. Son of a bitch.
But you guys feel free to pop in your DVD, your Blu-ray, fire up your digital copy. I've actually kind of started doing that. I've started redeeming the codes, and it's hilarious because check your codes. Even if it says it's expired, it's probably still going to work, because I actually did that with True Detective. The code for that expired like 3 years ago. I was like, let me enter it in. It's still good. So don't let the expiration date on those things throw you off. Some of them might not work, but I have a feeling that most of them do. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this. It's honest. This is one of my favorite films. Like it doesn't crack like the all-time list or anything, but it is just.
In terms of like current films, I mean,
Yes.
I would say the same thing too. I haven't seen a film in theaters. The It remake was an absolute blast, but these films that I really enjoy, the few and far between. And John Wick, I dare say, is like the franchise I'm the most behind. period. Like I can't wait for the third one to come out in May and to know it's getting a summer release and not a kind of random. Like
Yeah,
the second was in February, the first one was in November, like mid-November, not
was
like
it
Thanksgiving weekend. I think.
was it?
Yeah,
Part of me feels like that was also a February release.
maybe it was. I was
Let
thinking
me
it was.
check. Let's check. When did you come? October. October 24th, the week before Halloween.
Okay, yeah, I knew it wasn't a like a high holiday weekend, and the second one was like I think Valentine's Day weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My timeline for these things get weird because the first one,
It was before the dark times.
yeah, it was before the dark times. It was. I was dating Sam, and then I think by the time the second one came out, Emily and I want to say Emily and I went and saw that together. I think. I don't know.
Good times were had by all.
Yeah, it all blends together. But hey, part 3, I know I don't make it to the movies much, but we have to at least go see that together. Since we haven't seen any of the other ones together.
Yeah, I'll have to. I hope to God it's good because I know Dad will want to see it. So I'm hoping it's not going to be something where I go see it with you. And I'm like, Dad, it stunk because Holly Berry was like trying to be all like sexy and badass, and it just was killing every scene.
Yeah, that is my main concern for the third one. But
other than that, I'm like I because the films have delivered on such perfection or perfect levels. I guess that's the better way. I'm willing to take the bait, like just because Holly Berry's in it doesn't mean she's going to ruin.
Well, the same creative forces from the other two films are still intact.
Yeah,
those guys they're still here. So I put my faith in it, but Holly Berry does.
Yeah, she will be the. Keep both eyes open. You can't completely fall asleep on this one. Expect just the comfort to just take you away like the first two have. Because Holly Berry, she likes to be all like, I'm cool and I'm sexy. You're like, no, you're not. She looks hot. She's hot with blonde hair and she's hot too, but she just cannot.
Her acting can vary.
Yeah, and not to say everything she's done is absolutely horrible because I like to be fair when it comes to movies. I really do. Like if Nicolas Cage is something good, I give him credit. Mark Wahlberg, I like him in The Departed, but that's it. Will Ferrell was funny as Harry Carey on Saturday Night Live, but that's it. I give credit where credit is due, and she's fine in Swordfish. I
honestly I want to say it's just the X-Men movies that really, because she was kind of vocal about having more screen time, and I guess that soured me on her. And then you just see her performance in those films, and it doesn't
warrant. Yeah, there's a reason why. Like, plus people, you have to understand. Like, I'm not speaking from a comic book standpoint, but from a general audience, like Wolverine is the big attraction, not just in comics but in the movies as well. Like they tune out to see Wolverine kick ass. They don't want to see Holly Berry, be shoehorned. Like, I got to get some screen time. Like, Storm is a very important part of the X-Men, but for the general audience, I remember when X-Men 2 came out and they brought the cast on to do an interview with Carson Daly on what
TRL.
TRL.
Oh yeah. Total Request Live, man. All the kids hanging out. You're doing the voting. Backstreet Boys are #1 again.
Yeah, and he's like oblivious to anything around. He's like, yeah, guys, this is great. And I'm a celebrity, a giant celebrity for not doing absolutely anything.
Yeah. Carson Daly's still around doing shit. Like he's
still, on like the Good Morning Today or
yeah, he's got
Today
that
show.
Yeah, he's doing, oh my God. I still think his last call with Carson Daly, that late night show after, the Tonight Show and the late night, or the whatever the fuck they call him now. He's still got that. I'm like, he just doesn't go away.
And he doesn't do anything. He's like clueless wherever he's at. It's like,
yeah, he's just so stoic all the time. Like, he's just rolling in the money. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I would be that way too. Oh, you're going to pay me to stand in front of a camera and just pretend to be interested? Okay.
Yeah. This is great. And like, I don't understand. Even when I was in 9th grade and my brother was like, got to watch TRL. I'm like, you know what? I'll let you have it because I don't want to fight and argue with you.
Well, what were you wanting to watch instead?
Anything but TRL at that time. But just to see Carson Daly be completely like, the point I was trying to make is that they had the entire cast of X-Men 2 there. Hugh Jackman was there, Anna Paquin, I think Famke Jensen was there, Scott Morrison, Iceman, everybody.
You mean James Marston?
James Marston, yeah, whatever the hell. And except Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart were not there. But I'm like, Hugh Jackman was there, and everybody. And Carson's asking, so what was it like to work with Halle Berry? And I thought, oh my God, you prick. It's like, dude, you got the entire cast here. Halle Berry is not the star of this film, you idiot. And me and my brother just looked at each other like, you got Wolverine himself there, and you're going to ask him what his experience like was working with Halle Berry. Who the hell fed that into his ear, or is that this is all that Morin can bring up?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I was so pissed off at him for doing
I mean, well, was Halle Berry there?
No.
Maybe that's why they were asking.
But I'm like, it's just like because she's Halle Berry, because she does like Pepsi One commercials and she showed her tits in Monster Ball. She's a star, like, no, she's not.
Yeah, she showed more than that in Monster Ball.
I don't know. I didn't want to see it.
She got fucked by Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Sling Blade gave it to her.
Yeah, she showed her breasts and Swordfish. I remember that was kind of like the big thing. But I'm like, Travolta's in here and he sucks. Like anytime Travolta's the villain, he sucks.
I do like Swordfish though, like because it was on Netflix. But it's okay if you don't like it though. I mean, because
it's all right for what it is. But I'm saying like Travolta as a villain, he just sucks. Anytime he's a villain in anything, I watch him. He's too hammy.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
How to be.
Yeah,
and I feel like his villain in Swordfish is different because he's not, in his eyes, he's not the villain. Whereas like in The Punisher, he's just screaming and yelling and trying to be all cool. And like, no, you're not. Howard Saint sucks. Your character sucks. These aren't
even Cuban,
Howard. It's just
that Punisher movie sucked ass.
Yeah, that's why Dolph Lundgren's Punisher in terms of like an actual film.
Yeah,
it's a kick-ass film.
It is.
And aside from Daredevil season 2, that's about as good as we're going to get in terms of Punisher, because everybody else doesn't seem to care about. We got to focus on making Punisher human, man. We got to make sure he's got relationships and people he cares about. Like
he had people that he cared about, and they're dead now. That's why he's the
point
Punisher.
Of the character. And I need Punisher having new relationships, like I need another asshole. It's just you don't get it, people. So, we really went off on the side rant. John Wick.
But John Wick. Let's fire this bastard up. I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah, me too. Because it's been a while since I've watched it, so I actually like.
Same.
Nathan.
Well, I wouldn't say it's been too long. I think it's been about a year since the last time I watched it. This is a movie that it is in a regular rotation.
Yeah,
I don't let too much time go by in between viewings.
And just that random too, because I like to watch random clips and stuff if I don't have the movie accessible when I'm not at home. Yeah. So I like watching the Baba Yaga speech. Where Vigo gives Greyjoy the story of John Wick. Like, I love that scene. I love the music too. Yep. The score for this is one of the best scores in current cinema that's been done a lot. And Tyler Bates, he does a lot of generic scores and stuff like that too. But this is by far, I think this and John Wick too. Like, it's his best work I think he's done in a long time.
Yeah.
So,
let's get into it.
All right, dude. 3, 2, 1, action. I will say too, like heading in this film, like I like this one. You got Willem Dafoe, and Lawrence Fishburne shows up in the next one. You got Ian McShane in both films,
and they're just like bits,
Yeah,
like they're just there for a little bit, and they're gone. They fade away.
Yeah, but they play important parts.
They do,
and I like that because they hire good actors to flesh out this world. Because initially, I immediately thought before I started watching it, I figured that Willem Dafoe was going to be a villain, so to speak, be a competitive, kind of like how Common was in the second one. But I like when we get to his character that he's pretending to go along with it just to keep John safe and everything. I like that a lot.
And also, tip: start the movie like this. Start your movies like this. Like here's John Wick, like already just kind of hurting, and it's like, all right, what's going on? Let's find out. Like, you just jump into the swing of things. You don't. More movies need to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
To me, it's an immediate way to grab your audience's attention and keep it. You know, like do that more often.
And I give so much credit to Keanu. Like I know I haven't cared to see a lot of his current films in recent years, but this character works because of his humble approach. I think, like you watch interviews with him and everything, he's a very cool,
He's a
calm demeanor.
genuinely good guy.
Yeah, like there's no like fake and phony and overly fluffed up persona through the media. Like this guy is about as true good celebrity as you possibly can get in Hollywood right now, and I think that personality translates to this character. What makes him such a likable character that you don't. You buy into his approach, why he does what he does, and you feel like maybe to some people you feel like you've seen this kind of scenario before, but I feel like it's honestly I feel like it's new ground. We see our action heroes get back into action for family or for love or whatever, but the fact that he's already lost his love, he's retired, and that he I don't know, we'll get into it, but I like seeing this kind of humble person. We don't jump right into action. We see a broken man here and what led to that before you get into the action. Like that,
Yeah.
to me, that kind of sells his loss, that you're already sympathizing with him already. Nothing has happened, but you're putting it together before you even see that his wife dies, that he's lost someone he cares about. Someone who's hot, too.
Oh, she's so hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first 20, 30 minutes of this movie, it really amps you up for what's about to come. Like it
Yeah.
swells up and it builds, and you're like, all right, shit is gonna go down now.
Yeah, because as at this point too, you're realizing like this, it's not set up. This guy has any kind of enemies. Like his wife wasn't killed by a mob hit or something. She just died apparently due to cancer or some sort of illness. I kind of assumed. I mean, it could have been a lot of things.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed cancer maybe, but that kind of makes you feel like what it's just not what you're expecting. That's going to draw him back to action. It's a little bit more than that.
And he's got a sweet car.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a car enthusiast, but that's a lovely car.
And he pulls off the black on black very well. It looks cool.
Yeah. And as an adult too, when you watch scenes like this, you have a much more appreciation for loss. Because as adults we've all been to funerals. I try to avoid them like the plague if I can, because of what you go through, and we do think about what it'd be like to bury someone you do care a lot about, whether it's family or somebody else. It's sad, and being introduced to Willem Dafoe's character here, watching from a distance, I like that. It's a nice touch. Kind of makes you wonder, like, is that the only, or kind of led to believe that's the only assassin or friend of John's that showed up for this. Everybody else is just kind of, he's been out of the circle, but Willem Dafoe shows up. Kind of adds a little extra texture to their friendship.
So I hope we don't like have too much dead air because we're just sitting here like immersing ourselves in this film.
Yeah,
but,
that's why I'm just trying to like I said, I just like this establishment of friendship because they don't get a whole lot of screen time together, but it just helps build up.
And it's cool because, as you stated before, we don't really know exactly like his stance here. Like you get a sense of he could be bad.
Yeah, because
they could actually, or they could actually be friends.
Yeah, and obviously later on when you put it together and you go back and watch it, like I said, it really comes off like that's he's been out of the assassin circle for so long, and I imagine that when you leave, you don't associate with people from the Continental or anybody else. Like you're out, and for Willem Dafoe to show up, who's still a current assassin, to me, that says something. Because I imagine outside of this, John's met a lot of people over the years, but probably not a lot of friends. And this scene coming up here, this brought me to tears when I first saw it. Like when he's reading the letter.
Oh yeah.
I did because I'm a dog lover, so I immediately just started crying. I'm like, before I even got any further, like I'm already crying. 10 minutes into this film, like I'm in for a great movie already. I can just tell.
Well, I like the sense here. Like it's like he's seeing a ghost. Like he's very afraid to open the letter.
Yeah.
But you still need something to love. It's like,
I like that. Like he's shaking as he's reading this, and that she knew she was dying.
The car doesn't count.
What?
She said the car doesn't count.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm assuming that it was cancer. If it's something she said it was looming and taking his time, and the dog here is just
God. Yeah, that's just give me the dog already. I'm ready to start hugging on him. Little puppy there. God.
But that would be rough, here's this surprise letter from the love of your life that's passed away. That's like, it's like, I'm not here anymore. You need something to love. I want you to have that. Like that would devastate me.
Yeah. And to know that when she's in the hospital, she probably set this up, knew what was coming, and just wanted to leave a mark when she's gone to have another reminder to him. I mean, that's... God, it's actually making my eyes water up now as we're doing it. I'm like, God, it's so sweet.
Such a cute dog, too.
God, yes. Okay, as long as his big floppy ears. I just want to start playing with him. And I like how he's not quite sure what to do with him.
Yeah.
But, he's, because he's never had a dog before. You get the impression that he's never owned a dog before. But he's very kind to it, of course, but very awkwardly. He just doesn't.
Yeah, it's like me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fun. Like I really could have watched more of a movie of just watching
Keanu Reeves and his dog.
Yeah, it just because not a lot of dialogue is said right now, so I like that. It's like Conan the Barbarian. The story's being told with as little dialogue as possible. That's a good movie.
Dog's hungry.
Yep.
Just gotta take a shit.
Wants to play. All flopping around there.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah. I forgot dogs have to go outside and take a shit.
Yeah. And that'd be Nathan, too. Oh, yeah. The sound of like little dogs like scampering on like hardwood floor with the little pick, 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 pick. I just love that sound.
Well, I'll tell you that it gets old after a while when you hear it constantly.
You want to give him some cereal? This would be Nathan's approach.
Well, he doesn't have cereal too. He doesn't have any fucking dog food.
I know he doesn't. I'm just saying,
what's he gonna give it?
I know, but I'm saying I could see Nathan doing this too because Nathan's such a cereal aficionado.
Except I don't eat it with milk. Pretty much all the time.
And you don't eat bran flakes either, too. You probably
actually, I do. I like Raisin Bran. Yeah.
Dog. He's rocking the jacket there, man. That's a nice jacket.
Yep.
God, it's probably like a $500 jacket.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But he can afford such things.
Yeah, he's Keanu. It's probably his own wardrobe, too.
Also wouldn't doubt that either.
Yeah.
Gas is very expensive at the point in time of this movie.
God, look at that. $3.83 for unleaded. Jeez. And here we introduced to,
shitty rap song. The Entourage.
That just says, prick. When we like three
anyone that blasts their music like that, prick.
Yeah, and I see it and around campus and stuff like that too. Like entitled rich kids dressing up like thugonomics, or they look like someone who just needs an ass kicking. but they carry themselves, you know. And that's Wesley from Daredevil there, walking in the store. Here's Greyjoy. I don't know his real name, so I'm gonna be calling him Greyjoy the rest of the film. There,
Yeah,
I could look it up right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
old Dickless.
Yeah, yeah,
God. It's weird that all of this is thrown into motion just
yeah.
because of these small little circumstances that happen right here.
And it makes sense because he's a very spoiled
I
rich
always
boy.
enjoy this in films too when someone tries to speak a foreign language but the other person knows what it is.
Yeah, that's a silent. He's an ass kicker right there. You know, look at Wesley. Just want to hit him. I hit
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah, that's all right. It's
Yeah,
coming. It's coming. They're
but
good.
that demeanor that even though they're the son, he's the son of a mob boss, a Russian mob boss. That I can break into a guy's house, try to kill him, kill his dog, and take his car because I cannot be denied what I want.
Yeah.
Like that. That is severely spoiled, man.
Also, I would love to do this one day. Just get in a car, go on like just an open uh like runway or
Runway
something,
like that,
and
yeah.
just fucking floor it. I think it'd feel good. And I'm not much into like cars and shit like that, but I would actually enjoy. I feel like this would get out a lot of anger too.
Yeah. I would love the person to like drive the '89 Batmobile with Danny Elfman's theme blasting in the car and just run around like, that'd be awesome. Because I can't drive stick, so so I got to drive an automatic.
This is me on my Tugger on a Wednesday
Yeah,
evening.
yeah. This movie could probably lend itself to
That's what I do.
a week of
I'm
Lake
just like
Infinity.
approaching everything. I'm just like, and I hit my brakes and shit. Just like,
Yeah.
yeah, people getting in my way and everything. Oh, man. But as you stated before, man, we're like 12 and a half minutes into this film and minimal dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, we don't have to have everything explained to us. And yeah, we're going to get a scene where things are kind of fleshed out a little more and things are explained. But all right, here we go. Here's
Yep. Oh boy. However, I embrace the fact that when you see villains portrayed this way, because no one likes to see dogs being killed. Hell, even Mel Brooks was against it in The Fly too. But when you do see it, I mean, it solidifies that your villain is a villain. That there's no gray in Greyjoy. He is completely black.
until his time comes. He's like, "Oh, kill me!" It's like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Like people who are well, I assume, and when you're for watching this, you think, why is this? He's such. It's like, look, this guy's he's not out to do any harm, and we don't have much of a movie. Oh God.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The worst part about it, as we'll see here in a second, once they leave and he kind of passes out, the dog like slowly crawled to him and laid with him because you see like that blood trail, and that's just. Yeah. He says bitch too much too, by the way.
Oh yeah, and I hate that, but it works for this guy because it makes him a prick because he thinks he's tough.
See, this is just you see that, and then either that or they just slid the dog towards him. I'm gonna just assume that the dog like maybe crawled to him and passed away, but
yeah, but it looks like they did more.
It looks like they just slid it at him, but
yeah,
just shit, man. Like. I'm glad that they don't focus on it too long. Like it fades
but
right
it
there.
Sells it, and you don't see what kind of wound was done to it. You just know the poor thing is gone. And these moments that you're seeing with him holding the dog, I can't, dude. I mean, you swear, like and that's what makes this film transcend above anything else, any other horseshit we've gotten in years. I mean, and when I say any other horseshit, I'm saying everything else. What I mean. But it's stuff like this, taking time to make you care, because then it takes off. It doesn't stop. But this provides an extra level of relativity and motivation that you
And
don't
I
get in a
like
lot
that
of
shot
films.
right there.
Yeah,
Just looking up, like, all right, you know what? I'm back.
yeah, and all this coming up here with bringing in John Leguizamo, which I like very much in both films. I think he's a great addition, regardless of his track record. Um,
He,
I,
he's aging
but
quite
he
a bit.
looks good though. He
Yeah,
looks good though.
yeah. I think it's just
Um,
like the mustache, the facial
well,
hair.
the mustache and the hairstyle, like he still looks quite youthful. Like he still looks like John Leguizamo from House of Buggin',
Yeah, I
Sam
like
Fox
this
back in the
already.
90s.
How he's just like, where'd you get that?
Yeah, like I like the build up based on people's reaction. Like look at that. Like what a prick thing to do. Like those other car. I mean, just these guys are just. This is today's generation, the self-entitled pricks. Like this is what they would do.
I like how he got the blood on him.
Yep, and I like this with the music, him getting off the bus,
Yeah,
and the music that plays, cue the right beat as he's walking into. Oh God, I can remember John Leguizamo's character's name, but I just like all of this. The music, the walking in, the charisma. That's just he doesn't have to do much and the music helps sell that. That this is a man on a mission here, dude. And I like pours him a drink. They don't have to say much. Is it here? Like I just love the simple. It was like God. It's just so simple, but it's so impactful. Joseph Terranov, Vigo's son. I just.
Oh, he look. I just want to punch him in the face.
Oh, I know. Just look at him.
I wonder what he's drinking. I didn't pay attention to the bottle. It's
Very
probably
well.
it's probably bourbon.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what he drinks in part two. That's what Common buys him is bourbon. God, what an entourage of pricks. One guy thinks he's thugonomics, the rich boy in the front, and then the guy who thinks he's pretty on the other side. They're just like they all just need their ass kicked, and thankfully they get theirs. I work with your father. I like this exchange of words here.
Oh, what a big guy! What a big man you are!
Yeah.
Doesn't he smack shit out of him? Oh,
yeah, right here. Yeah. Because it just builds up. Like, dude, do you realize what you've done? Thug life.
Yeah. And I always like that at any time that some those certain characters that get guns pulled on, they just take it and put it at their forehead.
You're gonna do it because he realizes you can't do anything to me. You guys are boys. You come into my shop surrounded by my people. You're gonna pull a gun on me. And I love that his methods are everything he's doing here is justified because when he tells Vigo why he did it.
Oh no, that is to me that is the best part in this movie.
God, yes.
And we'll get to that line of dialogue when we get to it. I don't want to blow it yet.
Yeah. I'm just getting like adrenaline pumped right now. Like I'm ready to just go out and start kicking some ass. Yeah. Like Jason Mewes at the beginning of Clerks, just spit out, something. Just let's kick some ass.
Kick a can, soda can.
I got to get the John Wick movie posters. I tried so hard to get the second one when it came out, and
I had the second one.
You never told me you got that.
Yeah, it used to. Actually, I had it hanging in my old place. Don't have any wall space for it here right at the moment.
Oh, my fly poster came in, so I got to make a.
Here we go. That. Well, sir, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. Oh.
Like that's it's great.
I think this actor has passed away.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken. I think he died last year.
What a beautiful setup. I'm always fascinated by poles on the outside on roof terraces that.
Yeah, overlooking the city.
Oh God,
kind of stuff. Yeah.
To be able to experience
the architecture in this movie's cool. I've always liked the glass stairs.
And everything like the production designer on this film for both films. Everything, the colors are great. It's lit perfectly. It's stylish, but it doesn't look like we're trying so hard to be so cool. Everything looks great. I mean, all the costumes, from the guy from the insurance commercial here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's sir. Hey, like congratulations, and he's just like, oh god,
yeah,
what did my kid do? God, he looks like an asshole. His hair
yeah. These
sucks, his
guys that get out of the
mustache
car and they're
sucks.
constantly checking themselves like that, like, oh man, but it's great build up. Like you hate these, you love to hate them because you know they're going to get what's coming to them. And here's one of the best scenes in the movie right now. What a bar setup, man. I mean, beautiful. I don't drink, but God, I'd love to have that in my house just because it looks cool.
If you ever get a house like that, I'll come over and just drink. You just
Yeah,
make sure you keep it stocked, and I'll come over and drink and look cool.
yeah, and I'll have like plenty of water.
Yeah.
Look like I'm drinking vodka or something. It's a sharp suit Vigo's wearing there with the pinstripe and the
Oh
red.
yeah, he fucking pukes.
Yeah.
Clean that up. I mean, if someone punched me in the stomach too, I'd probably throw up.
Yeah.
Sorry, goddammit.
Yeah. Like I do wonder, like, when he was casting this Greyjoy, I mean, I wonder was he cast based on, like, we need someone who plays like a real prick, who's a coward too, or who you can play a coward.
And you can just see it on his face. You're hired. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, casting directors and actual directors too, when they want people because of a certain look, or they saw them in something else, they could picture them doing that, and just say, "We want you because you play a great prick and a coward," Ooh. Yeah.
And I love this how he's telling the story. It just cuts to him sledgehammering the fucking floor in his basement.
I love this piece of music here. The Story of Wick is the name of this piece of music here, and I absolutely love this piece of music. It's great workout music because when it amps up, that's when you start tearing the weights apart, turning them to dust. Yeah, the story of the pencil, which I was so glad they addressed that in the second one, like what John Wick could do with the pencil in this story that he's getting ready to tell here. I like that, laying the hammer down.
Oh.
And that's what makes it so good, is that these guys are aware of what's coming, and they know, like, what he did was, like, is completely wrong. You're trying to save face, but they realize that we're in a world of trouble here. Like, there's almost nothing they can do, and that's what makes John Wick so much fun.
I like now how he's even rubbing his head like, yeah, all right, yeah, he fucked up bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that the beat in the music there when he's selling the pencil. The pencil. Yeah, this is probably like, when Nathan gets off work at night. Just start hammering stuff.
Yep. Not wrong. But he did.
Like digging up his past here, literally. I like that he did keep parts of his past in case it ever, I guess that's the survivalist in John
That's
Wick.
the smart thing to do.
Yeah. And such attitude for Greyjoy to think that, I'll finish what I've started here, Dad. I'll make you proud.
I can make it right. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh my! Did he just grabs him like it's like you tell like his dad would love to kill him right now.
Yep. Yeah,
Such powerful imagery.
you can do nothing.
Yeah, because John will come for you. I love seeing all the currency. Like right now, when you're watching this, like he's got all these coins,
Yeah,
grenades.
it's just like little bits of small things that
Yeah.
aren't elaborated on, but you know that there's like way more to it.
Well, just the touches. He's got to put his glasses on to look up John's old number, and John has an old landline too,
Yep.
like his own private office here, like using the landline for that. Doesn't say a word. Man, yeah, there's probably gonna be a lot of downtime on this commentary, so we apologize for anybody who's.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I mean there's dead air in commentary tracks, like official ones, when people do it anyway, so it's bound to happen. And that's got to be. It's so good though. Like it just hangs up. Oh man. Oh, just.
And you know, all this stuff is not played for laughs. We laugh because this is badass. You know.
No, yeah, no, I'm laughing because he knows how fucked he is. That's what makes it humorous to me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And I love till everybody knows this guy's reputation. You know, you mention his name, like when Jimmy shows up. You working again? You know, just stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
that's one of the cool things.
Yeah, and I love how they bring it back to the sequel too. I tell you, man, when John goes to action, he makes sure he's dressed in style too.
Dude, it kind of makes me want to. It kind of makes me want to get the Hot Toys John Wick.
Yeah, because it comes out in June, right?
Yeah, it comes out this summer.
Oh man, yeah, we need more John Wick. Not
I know that
with like a bunch of
I know that
lame ass.
I know Diamond Select, I think, is coming out with a figure too.
Yeah, because I definitely need to have something aside from the poster. I need the posters as well. But it would be nice to have some sort of like maybe a John Wick tank top or something like that. I'm gonna go on Redbubble and see if I can't find something with John Wick on it. I like how he's got the dog's collar there by his bedside and his wife's bracelet.
Yep.
Nice touch.
And here we go. He knows that they're oh, this is so good.
Yeah. It's and the gunfights in this, which I forgot what they refer to it as, you know, like the style that he's using, it's like martial arts gunfighting almost. It looks so good. The way he holds the gun kind of at an angle a lot of times when he's, you know, on the prowl.
So many fucking headshots in this movie, too.
Yeah.
I remember when I was seeing this in theaters, I kind of did what I just did here during this. I was laughing to myself, but not in a way of like it's funny. Just I'm genuinely, it's amping me up and I'm having a good time. Yeah. So I'm laughing because I'm like, this is amazing. Because I love how brutal it is. And
it's not holding back. We're seeing blood all over the place, and I'm just so glad too. Like, you know, these movies have done quite well.
Yeah,
you know, they're not juggernauts, but they're very reputable. They're well enough. Hell, they even said too, if the third one does well enough, Keanu and the director are not opposed to doing another one. But I think they look to like try and wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy with a trilogy of current films that has come out that I'm very thankful. You know, because there's nothing really to be thankful in current cinema now.
He doesn't age that much, so you know, doing a prequel would work as well to find out more of what he did before all of this happened.
Yeah, I mean, because I know Michael Keaton wanted to do like a prequel for Batman when Batman Forever came out. Like he wanted to show how Batman became Batman, and
oh god, that was so nasty.
Yeah,
just fucking broke his neck.
Yeah, I'm like a second behind you or two, so yeah, I just watched that.
There,
But I'm always fast
I
enough. I
paused
go
mine
out.
for a
So.
second to kind of get us more in
Oh
tune
no,
here.
you're fine. You're fine. But I'm always fast enough.
I would hate this to be in like a knife fight with somebody and they have the advantage and the knife is just like slowly like digging into your chest or your neck or wherever.
What's messed up too is like you were the
And
one with
yeah,
the
this
knife.
isn't really slow. He's just kind of like punching that shit in there.
Yeah. Well, plus this guy's running on so much rage. Like this is really the first time he's been able to inflict any kind of pain on anybody. Yeah, here's Jimmy.
Yeah.
Evening, Jimmy. It's so cool to see that law enforcement is aware of what he is, and just this whole exchange like this. Just
I like how he kind of turns in, working again.
Yeah.
That like to me that's the best kind of humor to have in movies like
it's
this.
not trying to like, hey, this was funny, isn't it? It's playing off the severity of the situation that the police are there and just
Good night, Jimmy.
yeah. Just knowing full well that this guy's capable of handling the situation. And I love this scene too with David Patrick Kelly showing up, which I know his scene was cut out in the sequel, but I mean, because he's Sully from Commando, and he was guy's name in that 48 Hours. But I always perk up. He's on Last Man Standing. Walter Hill. He's worked with Walter Hill a few times. I just like him in anything he pops up in. The Crow. I just smile when I see him. I would love to meet him at a convention or something like that because he's just played such a swarmy guy in everything. But he's such like there he is, the cleaner, so to speak. I love this.
Very short.
Yeah, he is very short, but he's always such a like when you see him at Last Man Standing, he's a little threatening guy, and then a mouthy guy in Commando in the 48 Hours.
What was he in the? You said The Crow. What was he in The Crow?
Remember, he was the leader of the gang. Fire it up. Oh God, I can't remember his name in The Crow. He's not. Now I'm drawing complete blank. Damn it! I'm going to look it up right now. I'll just tell you right now.
He must just look like completely different from.
Well, I mean, he had a mustache and a little beard. He was the leader of the gang that murdered and raped.
Okay, yeah. Is he the one that died by getting like the duct tape on him in the car?
Yes,
all right,
yes,
right on.
Yeah.
He looks like way different now.
Or is that?
No,
T-Bird's the black guy with the knives, right?
I can't remember.
Ah, hell. Whatever. I apologize to Crow fans for botching that because I know what it's like to listen to a podcast and people can't get their trivia right. So I apologize to fans.
All right, I see it now. But
yeah.
Man, he's gotten old.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah. That's why when I saw him, oh man, it's so cool to see Sully. I was like, when I found that his scene was cut in the second, I'm like, he better be in the third one. If I was the director, I definitely would want him in my movie playing something. That's why we'll have to do like a Commando commentary. 48 Hours and Last Man Standing, which I don't know if have you even seen Last Man Standing?
Once.
Oh, great gangster film.
That's kind of like basically a sort of
your Jimbo / few dollars for a few dollars more remake.
Yeah.
And does it well. Here's Defoe.
The juicer.
Making a vegetable smoothie here.
I think you should try one of those one day, man.
I just hate vegetables so much.
Oh, no. Vegetables are good.
I know they're good for you. And that might be the only way I could probably eat it. Was to actually have a vegetable smoothie made by Willem Dafoe. If Willem Dafoe was like, if I was hanging out with him and he's like, Tyler, I want you to try vegetables, but he make me smoothie, damn right I'd try it.
All this dead air. Holy shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies, everybody.
Just here. because in seeing this too, it kind of makes you wonder, like, this League of Assassins, this
I
conference
like
or
this
league,
track a lot
or
too.
what's that?
I like this track a lot.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, very much so. And I love shots of New York in general, like wide shots of the city. It just makes that's what fascinates me about New York so much. Is it's used in so many movies, and used so prominently. It has a lot of character, a lot of.
This is Marilyn Manson, I think.
Yeah, and I had this. I bought that single to listen to in the gym from this movie because I was like, God, this is a great Marilyn Manson song, "Killing Strangers."
I need to add it to my YouTube music playlist.
Yeah, it's badass. Of course,
Because
Marilyn Manson's badass anyway.
yeah.
I love his music.
Once you get past like your token goth kids from that era,
Yeah, I wish for. Oh yeah, Life is Pain.
yeah, ripping up Bibles and shit like that because they had nothing better to do with their time.
And it's not what he was trying to promote either.
Yeah,
he's
no. It's cool if you watch interviews with him. He's actually a very intelligent human being.
Yeah, and everybody was so quick to like think that he was a devil worshiper, and
yeah,
you know,
I'm like it's an act. It's no different than like the
Kiss in the 70s.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just and Ozzy Osbourne back then. Like it just it's kind of
Alice Cooper is another one.
Gwar. It's just next level stuff, but people are just like he's into the devil. It's like no,
yeah. Everyone's the water boy's mom when it comes to music and stuff like that.
Well, you know that video game Doom. That's the reason kids are shooting up schools. I always hated that back then. That always pissed me off. Anyway, we're getting our first glimpses here of the Continental.
I love that hotel. God, it's beautiful. That reminds me of like downtown Charlotte. When you go to downtown Charlotte, like the Dunhill, like or I stayed at my brother's wedding.
Put suits on and walk in, just lay some coins down.
Yeah, and just see how they react.
Yeah,
but they're like coins from like an arcade or something like that, like token coins.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese coins.
Yeah. It's like, pleasure to see you again, Mr. Baker. Perkins is hot too. Good God Almighty.
She's all right. I like this character a lot as well.
Yeah, I do too. Just his accent, he's very proper, and I'd assume too he's probably a lethal guy also, almost. Maybe to a certain degree, because I just kind of feel like you have to be somewhat, whether he's lethal mentally and not physically.
You know what? I'm going to buy that John Wick Hot Toys when we're done with this, because if you get it on Sideshow, you can do it in payment installments.
Yeah, which that's what I looked up when you told me about that. The payment, and you could change it like $50 a month.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that when we're done with it. I need that. I need that John Wick.
Yeah, well, I need something John Wick on display in my apartment anyway, and I may have to go on eBay and use some Christmas money to get one of the two posters, whichever one that's an original double-sided at a good deal. I got to do it. I got to do it today. Yeah, and this is relatable too. Like the only thing he's got left to his wife is the video that's on his phone.
Yeah,
that just rewatches over and over.
It's not. I mean, it can be sort of relatable too if you go through a breakup. Like I've done that. Like I've watched videos or looked at pictures, and it all those emotions just flood back. And Facebook Memories is terrible about that. So thanks, Facebook. But it's now it doesn't bother me so much, but at all really. But you know, there are times that I can. You get those same feelings because it is basically when breakups happen. It's kind of like that, and you don't talk to them anymore. It's like that person is basically dead to you in a way.
All this heading down into the kitchen to the nightclub of the Continental. I love all this expansion of the world. And that's what I love about the second one too. It expands even more on what we get in this film, to a more grand scale, a worldly scale. The music, the lighting.
Yeah. That's the thing. And anytime you have like a club or a bar scene, and we'll get into it later on as well. At
the red circle.
Yes. Lighting is key.
Yeah.
And the music is key. Like this is a very like smooth one. And then when we get into the fight later on, I think that might be my favorite piece in the entire movie.
Ian McShane, Winston. I love Ian McShane here, dude.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Like, he's just got such presence, you know. How's Harvey cool? I just love hearing him talk. This is something I love this exchange of words between the two of them here. Just visiting. A talk, you say.
And of course, he's got a martini because
Yeah,
that's what you have to have.
yeah. Someone that looks like Winston would be drinking a dry martini with 2 olives. Yeah, it's just. I was so glad to see him have a even bit of a bigger role in the second film as well. But just what an important part of and he is in the third one too with Lawrence Fishburne. So it's just good to see a lot of familiar faces from the first 2 films showing up in the third film too, because we have to have that. We have to have Ian McShane. And he's in an episode of Miami Vice playing a villain in one of the episodes. Plays a good villain in it too, because I know he's in Deadwood. I've never watched Deadwood before. I've always heard good things about it though.
No, it's decent. I never finished it, but I watched the first, I think, 3-4 episodes. It's solid. I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking it up. Mainly because because I just liked him so much in these films. I really just kind of showed a little bit more interest in watching more of his work. And I know he's a star of Deadwood, isn't he?
Yeah, well, Timothy Olyphantastix, kind of. I think he's like the main lead in it, but Ian McShane plays a decent role.
I know he showed up in Game of Thrones too, and got killed. I'm like,
oh yeah, but that was a good episode.
It was a good episode, but I was like, oh, Ian McShane's at Game of Thrones. This is great. I'm like, he's dead.
Now see, Addie's hot.
Oh, she is hot.
There is something about tattooed women. If you can pull it off, and they got like the sleeves and everything.
Yeah, but they had to be a certain kind of woman though, because for the most part, I don't want a woman covered in tattoos, but she pulls it off.
I mean, Emily Deceptive, like she's got quite a bit actually. Let's see, 1, 2.
Well, she got 2 dozen.
I think she's got like 5.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I never really think about it that much.
There's Macy Gray on stage over there.
Ugh. I'm sorry if people like Macy Gray.
She sucks, man.
Her music's like I just don't I don't like her voice.
I remember when they shoehorned her in the first Spider-Man film. I'm like, oh god. So you got Damon.
Here we go.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, I love this track.
Yes, it's so cool, and it's a kick-ass looking nightclub too. I love scenes like this. When you have a nightclub, you need to have some really good music. You know, beautiful women dancing around. You know, it has to be lit. It's like in Get Carter with Sylvester Stallone. Like there's a good like rave sequence in that too. Like I love scenes like that.
Yeah, any of these action films, I feel like you have to have that in your movie. Like Terminator.
Yes, with Tech Nord.
Yeah.
I feel like the one in The Dark Knight was like a bit lackluster because I thought you see that in the world's finest animated film where Batman crashes a nightclub and is confronted by Superman. It's a badass scene. But when you sit in The Dark Knight, I feel like you can't tell what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
The sound's not quite right.
Oh, what's his name?
I could not tell you.
Shit. Is it Scott Adkins?
No, I don't think that's Scott Adkins. No. No, I'm fairly certain that's not Scott Adkins.
Who?
He should be in one of these films. I will say that. Man, I like these kind of waitresses. Good grief.
Who is it? Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss one of the most vital scenes where John Wick comes face to face with Super Shredder himself.
Yeah, I love this piece of music too. Like walking, this is music to make an entrance to. Like when you're, I'm walking to the gym. I'm playing this music. This gets you prepped mentally here when you're ready to go kick some ass. It's like all the various lights on the outside of the nightclub here. There he is.
If we ever meet Kevin Nash, I want to ask him about it.
I know he had. I have seen him talk about this sequence, and I cannot remember where I saw it because I'm pretty sure he had nothing but like some super kind words about Keanu. Of course, and who doesn't? Man, what a prick! I just love how secure it is. Like, we're not here to babysit you, you idiot.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. Trying to act all cool in front of the girls, and then has his balls cut off figuratively here. This is just embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then yells at Thug Life to go get more. Mr. Wick. Kevin Nash does a good, accent. I like that.
You've lost weight. 60 pounds. Yeah, it almost just doesn't even sound like him,
Yeah. Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah.
And he sells the...
I need to see how he does on Magic Mike.
God.
But I like the fact that, it seems like he has a friendly rapport with some of these people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kevin Nash just seems like he's a cool guy, but he's a guy that was stayed on top for so long, so he's going to have enemies, of course. Wesley here cleaning his teeth. Kill you. You suck. Yeah.
I wish I could remember who that one security guard is, because he's done like some action films. Fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah, kick him in the dick.
Just brought to his knees just with a few...
Yeah.
Vowels.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
And I like how they do the Russian subtitles in here too.
Yeah.
Add the color. Oh, look at that.
The way he's got his...
Look at that. He killed him in a sink, barely full of water.
Yeah.
And like, he's so calculated and precise.
And I like how he uses nothing but forearm strength. Like he just has his, just pressing down like that. Oh, that's so cool. The red lighting here. This is power on the prowl, dude. And this.
That sounds like it would be one of the names of the tracks on the soundtrack.
What?
Power on the Prowl.
Oh, yeah, that would work, yeah. I just surveying the scene here. All right, there he is. I like this sequence of him just silently taking out all these guys who've just been hit by a train. Oh, that's beautiful.
What, the guy sliding down in the lighting?
Yeah, with the blood splatter on the glass. And this poor guy right here.
Oh.
God.
Oh. And it's worse because he just stares him down the whole way down. Oh, man.
How good. I mean, it's amazing just seeing how good he is with just a knife and then, a Glock and various other weapons, too. It's just, oh, man.
Why can't I remember that guy's fucking name? I was looking on the IMDb and I couldn't see him in there.
Well, you do a quick Google. I had the cast up here. We'll bring it up. Let's see if I can't find the guy you're talking about. I'm not seeing him so far.
I like how he toyed with him just now. He stared him down and just shot that other guy in the head. Yeah, and that big motherfucker.
Yep.
And of course, he's gonna grab a girl. I think I'm still like just a tiny bit ahead of you, but it's
no, I just saw him grab the girl.
It's like running. Like anytime you use anyone else as a human shield, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. But I just like how they take all these moments to really just show his cowardice and that this guy is everything you know he is. All these beautiful staircases and The blue lighting.
We're back to this track again.
Yeah. Him running out in his bath towel. I like the purple in here. Oh, and watch John just slowly like move through the crowd here.
Yep. And he starts taking guys out as well on his way.
Yeah. I tell you, I mean, they took such great care in putting all this detail into all these scenes with, you know, the random neon light. Even the second one in the mirror house, the House of Mirrors, like that's one of the coolest sequences in the second one. But I just stuff like that. This is the kind of stuff that I want to see more in action films, and we don't get it because people don't want to take the time and want to be all Matt Damon.
Yeah, we see everything that's happening.
Yes, and it's not sped up. Like this is all done in camera. This doesn't look like it's sped up to look more, ferocious. No, this is all...
that poor bastard. Showed just as
yeah. Yeah, this whole sequence here with the kung fu mixed in with gunslinging.
Oh,
it's just absolute beauty on film. Yeah, just the precision. That's just. I mean, can you imagine like what doing like rehearsals for these scenes is like?
Oh, well, they're like in the bonus features it shows Keanu like training and doing all of it because he wanted to do it most of it. You know?
And I appreciate that he's like no, I want to do it in camera. Like that's not just be like your generic actor who wants to make it look better in post. Like no, do it all in camera, dude. And that's one thing that that was awesome. Using the beard to drag him. Oh man. Yeah, setting up this is like it's kind of like one of those minor feuds in a film.
God, that's the guy that he has the fist fight with. Like, he's been in other action movies, and I can't think of maybe. Let me. I think I figured it out. Yeah, Daniel Bernhardt. He played in the Bloodsport sequels. That's where I.
Oh wait, that's him.
I think so.
From Future War.
I think so.
Are you sure?
Yep. John Wick. Yeah, that's him. Fuck. There we go.
Holy
Mystery
hell. oh man, this was from Mr. Science Theater's Future War, where he's like the Rent of Van Damme.
Yeah. But he was in the Bloodsport sequels as
well. Yeah, with Donald Gibb playing Ray Jackson in the sequel. Good God Almighty!
I knew his face, but I just couldn't remember his name.
I can't believe that. That's him, and he's doing something legitimate.
Oh.
Not something to be ashamed of.
Hey, I wouldn't be ashamed of the Bloodsport sequels or Future War. I like Future War
without the commentary track, though.
Yeah, sure, it's goofy.
Oh man, it's God, it's so bad. Yeah.
Victor's
dead.
Oh no.
New York's so beautiful at night.
I'm sure it smells like hobos.
Well, I'm sure too. I mean, Charles got its fair share of hobos too, but boy, it looks pretty at night though.
You're just thinking about all those strip clubs you go to down there.
They do have some of the finest. And the interior of one of them looks very, very stylish too, man. It's pretty glitzy. The men's club in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, that's oh man.
We'll just have to go to management and just be like, hey, can we clear the room and play this track? And I'm gonna walk in.
Yeah.
And it's gonna look really awesome. And then all the strippers are just gonna I don't have to pay them.
Like they just nod at me like they know who I am. And
they're just gonna want to give me the dances for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to have that track of like walking to the nightclub like Keanu does. Like, yeah, I forgot what it's called. I've got that piece of music on my playlist also.
If you
And
still have business to attend to,
yeah,
take some pills.
I just love how this society's got everything on call.
Yeah.
Or they got a solution for everything. They've got doctors, they've got cleaners, they've got services, they've got nightclubs.
I like that line. You need anything for pain? No, I got that covered.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you ever have like a sore throat or something, and you're feeling kind of crummy, legit, make a hot toddy. You take some bourbon, put some honey in there, warm it up, stir it around. It'll soothe. It'll help, and you'll get drunk enough that you won't think about being sick.
I'd be worried though. It probably upset my acid reflux. So I felt twice.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. And Defoe looking pretty stylish here with his sniper rifle.
A question has been asked about your strip club habits. Would you like me to ask the question?
It's been a while, but they're expensive. But I've had some wonderful experiences. If you have the money and you treat them nicely, you can walk away with feeling like, oh, you had to pay for it. I'm sorry, dude, but when you have the quality of women in some of these places, it's worth every penny. And they're nice to you. Sometimes they do more for you than they're supposed to. So, I've had some wonderful experiences in strip clubs. Absolutely.
Yeah, you are like a main like lap dance kind of guy. Like you're not a main stager. You don't sit there and like get up.
No, I'm about personal experiences.
Personal experience,
more intimate.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It was just asked like what your preferences were, so I thought I'd throw it out to you. But back to the action, I like how Defoe's character shot the pillow to alert him, hey, there's someone else in the room.
Yeah,
helping a buddy out, and this fight's really cool too.
Yeah, it is, and I almost kind of like you do feel like Defoe is aware that all the people are going to be after John, so he's probably like just watching his room. It kind of makes you wonder, like, obviously you kind of feel like he's aware of Perkins' motive, like that Perkins was going to try and take up on this.
And this is against the rules.
Yeah, breaking the rules of Continental,
which she'll pay for later on, which I thought was awesome.
Yep, me too.
And fuck this, by the way, her just like fucking punching his stick.
Oh, that's a bitch thing to do, man. That's why you don't. She deserves everything that's coming to her. She deserves to have her ass kicked. Yeah, that's like show no mercy at all.
Well, I guess he's got this covered.
Yeah.
I like how they like mask it.
Yeah,
dinner reservation.
Like everyone just talks in code. I love that about that. Like they don't have it just keeps things safe. It just feels like this common code that everybody has to. If you're going to be in this society, you have to abide by the language, the jargon, the rules. That's what I find it so in depth and just fascinating by all these small details they throw into this. Yeah, I like using this big cathedral as a money laundering operation.
Oh, she got a tramp stamp. Just noticed
that. She wears it well, though. Yeah, I like this. Just the camaraderie here of another assassin coming to check in on them, and
I don't know if it were up to me too, I would have reached out to Ernie Hudson to see if he would have liked to have played this role.
Or Carl Weathers.
Yeah, that
One
would
of
have
the
been cool.
two. Yeah. Ernie Hudson. Yeah, he's, I want to see Ernie Hudson do more because he's a good actor. And damn it, he doesn't get used enough. He's doing like some sort of like, windshield commercial or something like that on TV. Or I saw.
Really?
I don't know. They play ESPN at the gym a lot, and I see him on these commercials for something to do with a car or insurance. I can't remember what it was, but I'm like, it's Ernie Hudson. Just wasted talent.
Sorry, man. He'll be back for Ghostbusters 3.
Well, I'm not holding my breath.
I feel bad for anyone that was in that church just to be there to like.
Yeah, actually there to pray and
yeah,
like this poor lady here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful cathedral, though.
Yeah, it is. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by architecture of cathedrals that look like that. They just with the beautiful massive stained glass windows and the pillars and everything. It's just very like in the Daredevil season 3 when Daredevil and Bullseye duke it out in the cathedral. Oh, it's so cool. I'm not spoiling anything. It just means you need to watch Daredevil season 3 pronto.
Yeah, I still need to get around to that. I know.
It's kind of like it's like was it something Pollock from Scrooged play the voice of Psycho in Toxic Crusaders. Michael J. Pollock.
Yeah.
Pollard, not Pollock. Pollard. Damn it. Yeah.
Just fucking burns it all.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that intense look on his face,
And I think that's when Keanu works best. Honestly, is just
he works with his face, his eyes. Sell
he doesn't have to talk that much.
No, and that's not a slam towards his verbalization as an actor, but a good actor can, if you can get away and convey messages without doing much. I mean, that's talent.
True. Burn his body too. I feel bad for Harry.
Yeah, I do too.
Because he's gonna get what, like a pillow on his face, and then she's just gonna shoot. Oh, yeah, double jointed shit. Like I've always hated that. Ugh. Are you double jointed at all?
I was in my little right finger where I could bend all the way back and touch the back of my hand. I can't do it so much anymore now, just from over time. But yeah, I could actually bend this finger all the way back. That's about as yeah.
That's as far as I go. Oh, poor Harry.
Yep, it's messed up.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but you're fucked later.
Yeah. Harry's a nice dresser too.
Yeah. They kind of all are.
Yeah, everybody.
I feel like that's part of it. It's like if you're gonna be an assassin, you got to dress good.
Yeah, it's like Miami Vice. You got to look the part all the time.
Now, I will say this, and we've talked about it before and other stuff that we've done. Yeah, there is CGI blood in here, but I forgive it based off of everything else that's happening. It's not a huge distraction at all.
No, you felt that way about the Expendables films now, didn't you? Because I remember that being one of your gripes about it.
And some parts, it was just like too much. Like here, it's just you see it real quick and it's done and it's over with. Yeah. But in those, they kind of focused too much on it, and you could tell that it was fake. I'm glad I figured out who he was.
I can't believe that's him though. I'm just like I watch him Future War, running around in John Wick,
Yeah.
And that's him.
It's getting super dark on the end of your things.
Oh, let me turn the light on here.
Not like it matters too much because most people listen to commentaries in audio form. But in case any of you guys were wanting to see us, now you can since he turned the light on. It's a cloudy day here. It's actually been like a decent weekend. It's not raining or nothing, so that's always a plus. And I like this part in the film because it's like, all right, they have him captured. How's he going to get out of it? If John Wick is as good as they're hyping him up to be in this film, how is he going to get out of this situation? You know, so
Yeah.
and we'll find out here momentarily. Yeah, it was getting pretty dark there on your end. Like, is it getting pretty cloudy outside now?
No, not at all. It's just that's how this room responds to the time of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting dark outside, but no, it's only like 3:25.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling if anyone's watching it sort of for the first time that they could probably see how he's going to get out of this situation. But I like the touch here of having the plastic bags, like the trash bags, just all on the ground. I guess easier to clean up, right?
Yeah.
And we, of course, get the main line of dialogue here that we saw a lot in the trailers. Of like,
Yeah.
I've been thinking for a long. You know, people have been asking me, "Am I back?" And you know what? Yeah,
I am back. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that line in the trailer.
Oh, I sorry. The other thing that I also enjoy about this is when there are punches thrown, it actually sounds like, you know how they kind of over dramatize the punching noises to make them sound more effective. This sounds like really grounded. Like that's what that would sound like if you hit somebody.
However, one of my favorite punching sound is the one that's used in Indiana Jones and in Willow. When they punch, is that snapping noise.
Yeah.
God, I love that. That is by far my favorite punching sound effect of any film that I've ever seen. Kind of wears like the longer hairdo. Like it's short but long too. He wears it quite well.
Yeah. But I like how he's telling him, it's like, all right, that's why God took your wife. You know, it's like, shit, man, you're really just.
It's like he really believes that he's won. I've saved my son. You know, and now I get to relish in my victory that I have stopped the one assassin that this entire, well, I'd say pretty much all over the world. Like everyone probably thinks they could take him out, but they all respect his skill and what he could do. Like you don't take this guy lightly, no matter who you are. So now he's being the typical villain of like, you know.
See, he gave him an out just now, but he's gonna fuck it up.
Yep. And really, Vigo's whole motivation to me is just pride. That is it. Like, he claims he loves his son, but you just kind of feel like to me, it's more about him just saving face. You know, his son's a constant, screw up, a spoiled brat. You know, does deserve to die, and that way everything else is left alone, untouched, unbothered.
And I like that line of dialogue right here, where, yeah, he didn't want to grieve alone, and he had that opportunity, and they took it away.
Yeah, and this is where, like, dude, how do you argue with this? I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah, the play. Have you ever just taken like a grocery bag and put it on your head just for like 2 seconds to see what that feels like? I've done that before.
Yeah, kind of like David Carradine style.
No, not at all. Nope.
Kenny on South Park tried that. And wearing like a Batman outfit and, hung himself while jerking off. And
God.
that was the sexual healing episode. They think Kyle and Butters are like sex addicts, so they send him to like a Sexaholics Anonymous with like Michael Douglas and David Letterman and Charlie Sheen and all these.
I've never watched that episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. And Butters becomes fixated on what a vagina looks like. You know what it looks like? A bunch of set of Joker lips. That's what he called it. That's how the episode is. I think just that clip is on YouTube with him just saying Joker lips. But back to this kick-ass action sequence here with Future War.
I mean, they do have some good fights.
They do, and it's just the guy clearly can move, but when you're in such piss poor films, and you're following Van Damme, See, I could see Nathan tracking down his films much like he did with Red Brown.
I mean, I do have a chunk of his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Make sure he's dead. Break his neck.
Yeah. Wick's very thorough. I say Wick. Vic. He doesn't leave anything unturned.
Nope. Defoe proud of what he's just done.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he popped in there like that to save his ass.
Yeah. Just how thorough he is. Keanu's mannerisms with every gun he's using, just constant precision, just always. He's in locked and loaded mode.
Oh man, I would hate to get shot by that like at close range.
Yeah. Just to think, these guys haven't even gotten out of the damn parking lot. Essentially, he's already out. John Wick's more of a punisher than anything we're getting right now.
Yeah.
He's wearing a stylish purple suit there. I can see the Joker wearing something like that.
Well, maybe Joaquin Phoenix will be wearing it in this.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It might be. You never know.
A Joker film with no Batman in it and Bruce Wayne's father. I mean, it's just constant. It's just like it doesn't paint a picture. I don't care if it takes place in the 80s or not. It's not something. I don't want to see an origin of the Joker. I just don't want to see it. It's a mystery that doesn't need to be solved. I feel very wholeheartedly about that. And I may be swallowing those words, but the trailers and all the other stuff that comes out. I mean, I make sick to my guns. Like DC just doesn't seem to want to put out anything of quality.
I don't know if
Warner Brothers.
A generic video game that they're playing, or if that is actually something. It doesn't look familiar to me.
I'm sure if Joe watched this, he's like, I'm so much better than they are.
I will give Joe credit when it comes to those old video games. He's good. I mean, who else would spend hours of their day playing Super Bowling to bowl the perfect game? Joe would do that.
Joe would do that. He's Lucas Barton. Walks around with the trench coat. I'm good at all of them. You know all 87 of them? Got his entourage.
Oh.
Yeah, great. I think it's great for them to be playing like a first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
Just to see them become part of one now.
Yeah.
That's kind of like great foreshadowing.
Blow it up.
Yep. What an entrance.
Can you believe this movie's almost over. Like it's flown by.
Yeah. Yeah, it's winding down here, but it gives you so much. And again, another example of a movie that doesn't have to be 3 hours long, and you get the same impact, the goosebumps, the energy, the excitement. There's bullet one. Gosh, the emotion that's got to be going through Wick's head right now. Like he's doing it. I like that.
Yep. Doesn't even give him time to talk.
Nope.
No, I don't need that.
Nope. And just walks away and doesn't even stop. You know what? I take it back. It works so much better doing it that way.
Yeah.
Don't need to draw it out. Do it.
Doesn't even. It's like, yeah, okay. I, don't kill his dog and take his fucking car.
Yeah.
That's what's amazing to me, that all of this is set in motion just because fucking
Well, it makes
his first name's Alfie, I think, right? Or his last name? Greyjoy? Alfie Allen. That's his
Alfie
name.
Allen Greyjoy in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. His name's
Okay,
his name's Alfie Allen. That's the dude's name.
in real life.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was like Theon Greyjoy. Isn't that his name in Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, and that's what I like his motivations. Like, you stole my car and you killed my dog. Like, to me, killing my dog alone is warrant for launching a war on the Russian mob.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who wouldn't do that? I mean, any superhero, or any action hero too. I think that's you're killing a loved one, and killing a dog in movies is like the ultimate sin because nobody wants to see that done, or animals in general harmed, whether it's a horse, a cow, cat. And I'm not a cat lover, but I don't want to see one hurt on camera. But dog, that's the ultimate sin, dude. This is wonderful. And I always like seeing the use of the Brooklyn Bridge in scenes like this it's a great atmosphere.
This area right here is used a lot.
Yeah.
In film. Shit, I think we've seen it multiple times, just you and I doing the full length commentaries for things.
Mm-hmm. Hell, Punisher was featured in this, and with Karen Page, and I think it was Daredevil season 2. I think they were using that. I think. Hell, I just rewatched not too long ago. I don't know. But I do like Willem Dafoe. I mean, I still feel like he could have been a wonderful Green Goblin, and I just blame the script and the dialogue he was given because he's such a great actor. That's another beautiful shot of New York. But he's got such malice in his face, and that's what Oh,
yeah,
man,
yeah. This is gonna suck.
Yeah, I don't enjoy watching this.
But yeah, when he's put into things like this and some other films he does good, I feel like he's also in a lot of shit too.
He is. A lot of great actors are. It's unfortunate too that
but it's a paycheck.
It is a paycheck, and I'm sure it pays for another house or a condo or your kid's tuition just to go and play in a schlubby film with Will Ferrell and on to something more reputable. I mean, it's easy to forget when we're not actors and we deal with the kind of bankroll these guys do per film, and you're getting paid to be silly or be a badass. And some of them probably don't care if it does well or not, because that's what they do.
Yeah, make your fist cold.
Yeah.
Which seems like that would. I mean, granted, he is gonna like tie that.
Yeah. Oh. Perkins, you bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I take it back. She is pretty hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you not, Nathan? Bitch or not, I give her a roll in the hay several times, and sometimes right after lunch.
I'd let her put a pillow on my face and shoot me.
Yeah, when I'm done.
And that would hurt a lot.
Because I mean, if you're, I mean, yeah, that's right there in the quad. Yes, I mean to have a knife go down right, probably right in, push past the bone. It's like, I'm Norman Osborn, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
He almost had it too, you know?
Yep. Man.
Yeah, I need to add this track to my playlist on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. The whole soundtrack for that matter.
Yeah.
I tell you, Vigo is styling and profiling, man. I'm gonna tell you, for a prick, man, he knows how to dress. It's a shame we don't have places like that where you can buy clothes like this. You know, all we have is Old Navy.
Uh,
and a Belk has got like the generic of generic when it comes to like
kind of like the big bulky like old man shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
that's
sure
what pisses me off about shopping for men's clothes around here. Like you can't, it can't be done in our area and buy something that's.
Well, I'm sure there's probably somewhere there's like a tailor. You just have to look for it.
Yeah, because I hate that when you try to buy like nice clothes for dressing up. It's like all we have is even Roanoke at Valley View Mall. They don't offer like Express is meant for like little teeny tiny guys. Like, and it's like, where am I going to get like nice clothing?
Yeah, so it worked for me, not so much for you.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is I love.
Yeah. It's a great shot, like how this is set up, like the.
And I can't remember either if I actually audibly said like "yeah" when I saw this in the theaters.
I'm sure you thought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, here comes Winston. I love how they stick to these rules, and he does too. Even in the sequel too, he does not break the rules of Continental Ground. What execution! Just beautiful, and just over and done with.
Yep.
Business as usual.
Clean it up.
Here he comes, David Patrick. I love the gesture. Like, God, we need more of him. It was cool to talk to Vernon Wells about working with him a little bit when I met him on Commando. Yeah, I want a suit like John Wick's.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that myself.
Yeah, actually. From the shoes, tie, everything. I mean, I want it all. I got the soundtrack. I just need the suit. Even if I am just driving a white Kia Rio, you know, like still not driving like a black Mustang. I think it's the first car that was stolen or the gray was gray or was it gray or black that was stolen?
Shit. I want to. It was like a dark. It may have been like a charcoal gray.
Yeah. Didn't take long to answer that question, did it? Yeah. It'd be fun if the insurance guy's like, I'm the guy that's chasing you down. You know, it starts going into like his whole like, you know, commercial insurance.
Whee! Yeah, that was.
He's high. Or drunk, one or the other.
Both.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, he's celebrating.
I would do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it's it's done. It's over. Ha ha.
Yeah,
Slap.
yeah, yeah. I think at this point, yeah, he's probably definitely not high or drunk. Just like, you know what, it's like that high you get when you're really sleepy. You just whatever, at this point, it's been a long 24 hours.
Oh, so beautiful. He fucking kills him as he's
Yeah,
rolling
that's
on the
just
vehicle.
such creativity with the kills too. And the aggression in Keanu's face when he's holding
Yeah,
those pistols, man. I
yeah.
mean, he's just.
Oh, this poor bastard. God. Oh, just the force of like the car door slamming against you. I can't imagine.
Yeah, exploding the window.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I mean, just the way he drives everything. I mean, it's just he's a machine. He is the embodiment of a human Terminator. Look at this. Just
Just that series of events where he's just like Russian cocksucker and then he just falls out of the car. Fuck. Idiot. What an idiot. I got him. Oh, so good.
yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's not getting up from that. Mm.
Just in time.
Yep.
And it's a nice touch too, how it's like pouring down rain.
Yeah. Well, because rain definitely intensifies a fight scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to see, like in a potential He-Man movie, a fight scene between He-Man and Skeletor in the rain on top of Castle Grayskull. It's badass, all written all over it, but no one will do it because they're a bunch of dumbasses. Only I can make that happen. You and me, Nathan, we make it happen.
I mean, as long as I get a credit for it.
Yeah, hell, I give you more credit. Just let me do it. I'll give you the credit.
All right.
Whatever it takes. I do like how, after all this is wrapped up and the second film starts, picking up, still looking for the car, and with the Terranov family, like the Sill tying that together to open the film up, and then that story's done. I like kind of wrapping up the events of this film in the sequel. I love this film so much. When I first saw it, like I downloaded the downloadable version off of iTunes and was like, I had to go down to run it the next day for work, so I was just playing the movie in my car while I was driving down to run it. I loved it so much. I couldn't get enough of it.
I'm glad, because I just your apprehension about it when we talked about it. You're like, no, I don't want to see it. I'm like, dude, you have to check it out. It will be worth your time. I promise.
And it was. I paid like the full no, I think it was slightly on sale on that Sunday because it was like I think one of the last days it was going to be on sale at Target, and I bought it for a little bit cheaper than the cover price. I know, boy, it was so worth it.
I don't like there how he decided, I'm just going to pull the knife into me so I can get him closer to be able to like break his arm.
Yeah.
Uh, what a
Imagine doing scenes like this too. Just being covered in water, trying to say the dialogue correctly with the right tone, getting the right cut. It's working in elements too. I mean, we hear actors talk about this stuff. You're working in sub-zero degree temperatures or rain or on water. You kind of take it for granted when you hear actors talk about how rough it was working in these conditions. Like, you really stop and think about it. Which I'm sure this is controlled with like a rain machine, of course, but still.
but still, it could have been like cold outside.
Yeah,
I mean, with it being at night anyway, it's probably gonna still be kind of chilly unless they're actually pumping out warm water.
yeah. So I love movies so much, man. I really have a great appreciation for what's done, especially in action films. Like, action is my forte. I mean, that's my favorite genre, of course. And you know, to be physically in shape and to deliver dialogue from a character that you get into and can respond to and relate to. I mean, it takes a lot. So I appreciate so much more. Because heroes are great,
Yeah.
and I think heroes get ignored a lot in cinema because you got to play you can't go full retard and then you get an Oscar or something like that. To quote Robert Downey Jr. and stuff like that. Like, it's action heroes don't get enough credit, I think.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
Yeah,
I like how it all ties back to going back to what we saw at the very beginning of
yeah,
all of that led up to what we saw.
yeah. It was just a nice touch to open the film a little bit different. Like, how the hell did he get to this position in life right now? Yeah, I'd go nuts though seeing all these dogs. I have to.
Just take them all with you.
You're all going home with me. Ah,
Yeah. That kind of stuff in movies never bothered, but this, however, does. Ugh.
God. I mean, I've dealt with peroxide a lot more, but I just felt like the severity of the wound is probably what make that a little bit more painful. I've poured peroxide on wounds before too. I'm like Rambo in Part 3. When he like burns the bullet wound. Like all these little dogs, this drives me nuts.
That's why more people should adopt dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Not just always want a puppy. Like, go to the shelters. There's good dogs there.
They just want someone to love them and take them home. And
Yep.
yeah, I was so thrilled that to get a dog back and to bring him back for the sequel too. And doesn't give him a name. He just wants that comfort of having a dog. Wonderful touch. It's simple, no talking.
Yep. And credits. There we go. John Wick in the books. What? I mean, I obviously again, we'll give our star ratings, even though that seems kind of pointless because
as if like you had to ask.
5 stars all around. Tyler, 5 stars for you as well. I imagine.
10 stars. 10 stars.
We're breaking the scale again.
I'm breaking the scale again here too.
Yeah. Let's see. Thanks to Who Dat Will, Fedmon, and your favorite blockhead that popped in to join live. Had some other people watching, but not. They're lurking.
That's fine.
They're not in the chat, but appreciate you guys for popping in as well. Any final thoughts on John Wick? We haven't already said in the last hour and a half.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. You kind of feel like we had nothing but high praise for this film, and hope people listen to it didn't get tired. Like, yes, we are praising, but we want to hopefully we were more in depth as to why we liked it, because that's the point of doing this podcast, to bring depth to movie conversations, not just yeah, it was great, I love the scene, pretty good, pretty cool. We're like, no,
we don't go into these things mostly like it's not like I go in the IMDb trivia section and just read stuff off.
No, because some people do that kind of horse shit. Like, that's not a podcast, man. That's why I take offense to that, because that's like anybody can do that.
Yeah, it's just you and I watching the film, kind of just talking about our favorite parts, and it sort of like snowballs from there.
Yeah,
it digs in a little bit deeper. I hope, anyway.
Yeah, it's the kind of podcast I would want to listen to. That's you know, I mean, well, because I want people to be detailed in why they like a movie. I don't want to hear the bare minimum, because anybody can do that. I want more, and hopefully, I hope that's what people get when they hear us talk about this stuff. That why Roadhouse is such an ass kicker, why the first Turtles film is the greatest incarnation of the Turtles.
Right.
We'll have to do John Wick 2 at some point, also.
Oh, of course, course, and then hopefully by the time John Wick 3 comes out, we'll get those last 5 subscribers. We'll be over 100. We can do the mobile streaming, so we can go see John Wick 3. Stream live from my phone after we get out and just give our impressions and our review right there in the car.
Yeah. And we'll have to do Point Break too. Do a commentary for Point Break too. Do another great Keanu film.
Okay.
And Swayze.
Oh, Swayze.
Yeah, we just got so much potential for commentaries and stuff like that too. It's fun doing them.
Well, I think obviously one of the main ones that we'll have to do, because we haven't even done an episode on it yet, and it's been going this long, and I know you want to save it, so we'll make it a special occasion, but we'll have to do a commentary track for Predator.
I knew the minute I was like, yes, which I kind of felt like, you know what, Predator doesn't. It needs more than just a discussion. It needs the commentary, and I think that's. Yeah, I feel like when that one's done, it needs to be like a monumental, at least for me personally. I don't want it to be like, a filler throw-in episode. It has got to be, a special occasion one or something. Predator 2, commentary for that. I want to do commentary for the Jaws films. That'd be awesome to do with you, too.
Yeah. And as it's been thrown out plenty of times before, Batman 66.
Yep, Batman Returns, which we will do this summer, permitting Danielle can...
We can work with Daniel's schedule. Yeah.
Yep. So with that Mask of Phantasm. That's another one we have to do on
dude, there's just so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, we got so much material to work with. I even think too, like, to do a because I've talked about it with you before. I know Joe can't do it. Is Miami Vice.
Okay.
And doing like a commentary for like the first episode or an episode that it's just because I know I would love for Nathan to revisit the show and pick an episode that if people are not that familiar with, you can buy the first season on iTunes per episode or the whole season as a whole. If you never watched it before, that would be something too for Beyond Retro. Because it's
yeah. I've honestly I've been digging the fact that here lately we have started to kind of venture into we'll just do a commentary. We'll watch the movie together and just
It's I find it to be more satisfying than just I just feel like you can cover so much ground as you're going along here, and you're not given the opportunity to leave out a whole lot because you're faced with it as it's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I just look at the shelves of movies. I mean, do a commentary for Bloodsport, for crying out loud, man. Yeah. How badass would that be?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with that, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. John Wick, you are a fantastic movie. I am glad that you spawned sequels, and I'm glad that there's still more to come. I'm glad that you've taken a different approach to action films. It's nice to see that brought back, that edge to it, just opening it up and making it to where we can actually see what the hell's going on. It's a great set of films. Like we said before, hopefully part 3 will fall in line with the rest of these and we will enjoy it as much. But I fully expect we'll go see it and we'll stream a review after we get out. We'll do that. We'll make that happen.
And hopefully we won't be stopped by fighting with a family in the park.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah.
But if we do, then that'll be part of it as well.
Maybe that's what we have to do to get some ratings for these podcasts. We gotta go fisticuffs with an angry ass redneck family in the parking lot. The hell we got to go through just to get some damn ratings,
Yep, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
we'll get there. But thanks to you guys for joining us live. If you are joining us on the archive, I encourage you, I implore you to please hit subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when we go live for our commentaries, capes and commentaries. Beyond Retro podcast when it's the 3 of us and Joe's here and we're just discussing a topic, and Beyond Retro arcade and Drunk Aid as I've started to call them. Check out all the links down below. Download us on Podbean and iTunes. Take us with you wherever you go. BeyondRetroPodcast.com. That'll take you to the hub on Pop Culture Network. Check out Fans of Power, the He-Man and the Master Universe podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, hosted by Tyler Baker, Joe Amato, and myself. Buy Joe's t-shirts. Hit him up for a custom. And be on the lookout for a wrestling podcast starting on Wednesdays. The Transitional Champion podcast. It's going to be me and Doug Turner. We're going to be on the road to WrestleMania. And what a bumpy ride that'll be. As I said before, I like the Rumble because it can be unpredictable. And the last couple of years, I'm like, all right, well, who are they going to pull the trigger on and have win? And tonight is no exception. Like, I'm going into it, I'm like, I have an idea of who they might go with, but at the same time, I don't know. And I hope that there's some decent surprise entrants. I hope it's not just the same old, here's Booker T. And
here's Mick Foley again.
Yeah, it's like hopefully we'll get somebody. We'll see how that turns out. But
what if it was Beefcake?
No, please no.
Yeah. Oh boy, that would be.
If it is Beefcake, expect a text from me tonight.
Yeah. It's like, son of a bitch.
While you're doing Fans Power, because I will probably sit Fans Power out and start watching the Rumble because these shows are so long now, and I just want to get it under my belt and get it done and over with. I don't want to be like 2 a.m. I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and start it. And the show's like 4 hours long now. It starts at 7. There's like a pre-show thing for an hour that has matches that I might probably just skip over. And then you got the main card. Man.
Is it still like the same, like four matches? You got the 2 title matches, or maybe 3 title matches with, or 4 title matches with like 2.
You got the Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, the Universal title, the WWE title. Let's see. The pre-show's got the Cruiserweight title.
The Intercontinental title.
It's actually not. That one's not on the card. There is the U.S. title, but that's on the kickoff show.
So they probably have like one basic match to open the show up with, and then start going with.
Last year because they do the Women's Royal Rumble now. Last year they actually did the Men's Royal Rumble first. That opened the show. That was weird.
Holy hell! Really?
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes this year.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But you guys be on the lookout for that. I'll try to include the link on future videos. That way you guys can click on that and give that a subscribe as well. We haven't quite decided if it's just going to be the road to WrestleMania, if we're going to keep kind of going after that, just not as much on a regular basis. So all that
might do the road to Backlash after that. You never know.
God, they don't. Backlash. Well, actually, Backlash is a pay-per-view again, but they don't do it after Mania. It's like in November or something weird, or maybe they did. I don't know. They've gotten so weird with when they're naming them and what month they're in, and they change them up all the time now. It's not like it was before, where it's Rumble, No Way Out, Mania, Backlash, and then you get like your Judgment Day, Fully Loaded, Unforgiven. Yeah, it's just it's different now.
Yeah. God, I really wish I missed the simplicity of 4 to 5 pay-per-views a year, and have like make the TV mean something in between pay-per-views. And no, we ain't having that.
No, it's
even with no competition. It's just
same matches week in, week out. It's very just it's static. It's like watching static on TV. That's basically what it is.
Just don't get it.
Yeah, but hopefully it'll change it up, and hopefully it's decent enough that Doug and I actually have something positive to say. But regardless, see how that goes. You guys check out everything down below. Like this video. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on John Wick and its sequel, or your thoughts and ambitions for the 3rd movie that's coming out in end of May?
Yeah, it's a May release. I think it's either mid or late May. It's definitely not early May or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I guess we'll see you guys next week. Next week, I've already got all of it laid out. I've already made the links. Next week, we're going to be doing Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. Set in stone. So we'll see how that holds up, because that is, as of this recording, my least favorite
don't.
of the trilogy.
I get so fed up with people when they want to piss all over it, and I'm hoping.
I'm not going to
watch
piss
this.
all over. I'm just saying.
No. I'm not. I'm saying people want to label it as like, dude, it's a ballsy film. And if you guys don't like it, I'm not going to go like like all Last Dragon stuff like that. I mean, it's just if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not going to be all. But I just feel like there's so much great stuff in that film that people are just like, it's better than Raiders, man. I'm sorry, but I say that wholeheartedly. Raiders has got some of the most memorable scenes in film history, but
maybe after my rewatch, my opinion on it will change as well. We'll see how that holds up. But I expect that I can't talk anymore. Expect that next week, and then the following week we're going to be doing Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, Volume 1 and Volume 2. We're just
okay. I didn't know that was the approach. I thought it was just like Volume 1. I thought that's what you meant when you said that.
Because to me, anytime I watch it, I immediately have to
pop in 2.
Yeah, so just want to. I want to just we'll put it together. We'll do that whole thing, and we'll leave it at that. Joe will be back next week, as far as we know. I hope. So we need Joe. He's been MIA on this the past 2 weeks? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's already been. Do you at least like it better than Crystal Skull? Yes, and I haven't. I've only.
God, man,
I have only seen snippets.
That doesn't exist. Okay, let me tell you that people right now. It does not exist.
It really doesn't. Doesn't need to.
No.
But thank you guys for tuning in live. Those of you in the archive, hope you enjoyed. This was fun. I like doing these commentaries. And until then, we'll see you in the future to talk about the past. Have a good one, everybody.